Well, I believe I'm part of my first Reverb scam here as a seller, and currently I have both the part and the money, and I'm just waiting to see what Reverb is going to do about this situation. Long story short, I'll try to abridge this. I sold this Heritage Audio 73 Junior just before Christmas. Now, I say this one, I don't think this is the one I sold. And the thing that I did wrong, and let this be a warning to all of us, I didn't record the serial number. From now on, I'm not selling anything on Reverb without recording the serial number first. Because if I had recorded the serial number, I could prove that this person has scammed me. So what happened was I sold this. I had bought this for 1,400 Canadian at one point. That's with tax. It was new to me. I was the first owner. It always worked fantastic. It's a Heritage Audio 73 Junior Neve clone. I sold it to a person just before Christmas on Reverb for $900. No problem. They paid right away. I sent it to them right away. Everybody was happy. And I happened to notice on mine, when I pulled it out, I had had some scrapes in this area, and I don't see those scrapes anymore. So it's just another reason I don't think that this one's mine. But anyway, so just after Christmas, within 7 days, oh, and I sold it as is, meaning, you're getting a great deal, $900. You're getting a great deal, but you can only return it if it's as is. Okay. So just after Christmas, I get a 1, 2, 3, 4 rapid fire messages. This person in panic. Oh, I need to return this. Oh, I need to return this. Like 4 different frantic, not really in English messages from this guy up near Toronto, Woodbine. And I just thought it was weird. And I always in my life, always have done a return address. This particular box, it happened to be the day I forgot to put my return address on this box. And the lady at the post office was like, well, actually, you technically don't need to. I was like, oh, okay. It's the first time in my life I ever sent a box with no return address. So my return address isn't on it. Okay. This guy is freaking out, just sending rapid fire. Oh, I need to return it. Oh, I need to return it. You would have thought he was on fire, right? So I'm like, oh, okay, well, no problem. Like, what's the problem with the unit? Maybe I can help you out. Well, it doesn't work with my setup. Like, well, why wouldn't it work with your setup? Which rack do you have? Let me help you through this, right? Oh, it doesn't work with my setup. Like, well, that doesn't make sense. So I keep pushing him back and forth via these Reverb messages. Well, how does it not work with your setup? And he's like, he goes, oh, well, no, you got to understand, a person like me, whatever the hell that means, a person like me who doesn't have the rack for it can't use it, and I'm just an amateur or something like that. It's just like, what does that mean, a person like you? 5 days ago, you were a guy who bought a 500 series piece off Reverb. And now fast forward, you're a person like you who can't run this? Like, what the hell? Where the hell did your rack go in 5 days? Did your rack fly out the window? Like, what is happening? So I reached out to Reverb right away just to get their attention. And I'm like, something stinks here. This is weird. Why would this guy not have a 500 series rack and now he didn't and now he does? So Reverb pushed me to return it to him. They're like, no, it's okay. This guy's just changed his mind. That's all. That's all right. And I'm like, okay. So, and now keep in mind, when I sent it to him, I put $900 insurance on it. When the guy sent it back to me, he put $1,000 insurance on it. So that's one thing me and him both have going here. We've got $1,000 each of us of insurance with Canada Post. But anyway, so yeah, I got back to the guy. And I'm like, okay, we're going to do the return. I'm going to take my shipping off because I spent $47 to send the damn thing to you. It's not my fault you decided you don't want it suddenly. You don't have a rack or whatever your cockamamie story is. So he sends it back and he gives me a receipt. He sends it back quickly. So now he has my address and my phone number, which he should have had in the first place on the box. I get the thing home going, this it still doesn't sit right with me. Something's strange, right? And I get it home and I'm like, shame on me for not recording the serial, but I don't recognize that number. I don't think that was my serial number. The side looks different to me. I had some scrapes because I had this in a radial case a long time ago, and the radial case is just like a little bit tight. Where that's not scrapes per se, that's some other, I don't even know what that is, but where are the scrapes that mine had, you know? And shame on me, I didn't have a nice picture of the whole thing. So anyway, I plugged this in, and you know what? At the beginning, it worked okay. Like for the first 30 seconds, it worked okay. I put up my mic. If I had left it there, I would have thought nothing of this. But then I put my bass in the DI. It doesn't work, just farts. Like anything in here is just, it's just like bit crushed. Not bits because it's not digital, but that's what it sounds like. It sounds like it was going through a bit crusher. And now, all the way around the clock, it's just bit crushing, distorted fartiness. So I don't know what the dude has done here. Or is it shipping? Oh, okay. So now what do we do? But anyway, look at all this rack rash down here. That's a lot of rack rash. I don't remember all that rack rash. But again, I didn't have tight pictures of what I sold. I didn't have my serial written down. So I can't prove anything. Now, what if I'm really wrong? What if this was my unit, it got damaged in shipping? And here I am kind of accusing the guy of, doing the old swapperoo. What if this was mine and it's just shipping? Well, now what do we do? So I don't know. It's in the lap of Reverb. Even this knob looks janked up. Like mine was so mint. This knob looks all weirdly janked up in there somehow. Like I don't think this was mine. I actually got a hold of Heritage Audio. They got back to me quick and said that this is an 8-year-old serial number. Well, now I bought this 4 years ago. So was this really sitting at a store for 4 years before I bought it? Like that's a little weird. But anyway, and then so I said, well, what are my options for repair? The Heritage guy was like, oh, we're in Spain, but you can contact this other company. I'm like, well, I don't know. Like that doesn't sit well with me either. Like, what do you mean I contact this other company? Like, you're the company. Like this stuff is really expensive, and you're just sending me somewhere else for maybe to get a repair. Why is it broken anyway? Like this is crazy. This stuff is. I might have used this thing for an hour. For $1,400, I might have got an hour out of this thing. I just never really used it because I got all this other warm gear that I like better. But so a couple of lessons for me. I'll never buy a piece of Heritage Audio again. To me, in my reference, my experience, it's garbage, junk. And that's just my experience. And you say, oh no, I've had this. Well, listen, I'm telling you, $1,400, I got an hour out of this one. If it is this one, and now it doesn't work. So my reference to Heritage Audio is it's garbage and they don't repair their own stuff. My second lesson, tight pictures. Reverb, you're going to sell on Reverb or Kijiji or eBay or anywhere, tight pictures, serial numbers, because I think somebody has done the old switcheroo on me and I can't prove it because I didn't take proper pictures. So yeah, there you have it. I've done 100 Reverb transactions or whatever. I probably have a feedback of 60 some. But I know I've done 100 back and forth, and this is my first scam I'm embattled with. Now, have I been scammed at this point? Well, no, actually, I have the thing, which is broken, and I have the money. So I have both the. So technically, that dude is technically scammed at this point. But he's gonna come crawling for his money here. We're on day 2. I've had this in my house, and it's in the hands of Reverb right now. What are they gonna do? I warned them ahead of time. I said this return doesn't make no sense. Something's going on. I even asked them in my email to get the attention in Reverb's fraud and abuse department because it didn't sit well with me. This is weird, right? So what are they going to do? Reverb's got buyer protection and seller protection. I read about that. It's like, well, I'm the seller and he's the buyer, and we're both going to have our own stories that we're sticking to. So who are we going to protect here? Reverb going to, what are they going to do here? I don't know. So I guess stay tuned. So then failing all that, like what if it did get damaged in shipping? But like how? The box was in like perfect shape. I highly doubt it was damaged in shipping. The box came so nice and neat. But if we do, one of us does go that way, what does that look like? Canada Post shipping. I've spent thousands and thousands and thousands in Canada Post insurance. So we'll see how that goes. But, oh, dog's barking. Anyway, look at it out there. Take tight pictures of all your stuff. Get your serial numbers written down. And don't bother buying from Heritage Audio because they don't repair their own stuff. Thanks for watching.